Forget about the state opening of Parliament, the King's coronation, the FA Cup final, or last night at the proms. The greatest moment of national importance is upon us. Girl Next Door TV star and corporation in a skirt, Holly Willoughby, will address the nation on her return to the This Morning sofa. Leaked details to the Sun newspaper, which read more like a press release, say that Holly Willoughby will present the show tomorrow and make a sensitive and caring speech which addresses the drama of the last couple of weeks in relation to Phillip Schofield's affair with a much younger male colleague. In her State of the Union address, which will have the world on the edge of its seat, she's expected to reiterate the fact that she knew nothing about this relationship. She will expect us to believe that she was unaware that Phil and this young lad didn't have a special connection, even though he'd been working on the programme for the shortest time before joining presenters and top producers on stage at the National Television Awards in 2018. Or that he joined senior executives on a luxury champagne-filled boat ride. All exclusive details brought to you by the Mail's brilliant Katie Hind. What about the fact that Phil and this younger man dined out together regularly? And this young man, who is now pulling pints in a northern pub, enjoyed a cameo as an elf on a This Morning Christmas special. Forget about Santa. What was in Schofield's sack? Look, I haven't seen Holly's speech, which is no doubt going to be up there with the Gettysburg Address. Of course it will. Abraham Lincoln, eat your heart out. Churchill's wartime radio broadcasts. They will have that level of gravitas, I've got no doubt. And Margaret Thatcher's The Ladies Not for Turning speech. Well, let me tell you that Holly is not for turning either, and she's going to stick to her story. But I can give you a pretty good guess of what it will be. 5 or 10 minutes of utter BS. How can I know that so well? Because notwithstanding my personal sympathy for Schofield, for what he has referred to as potential suicidal thoughts, that's a deep concern, and he must get help and support from friends and a professional. But his rushed decision to suddenly do an interview with the BBC and the Sun struck me as total desperation. Playing the homophobia card. What the hell? Utter rubbish. If this had been a male star who met a 15-year-old girl and was banging her later in her teens, let me tell you, it would be a story of epic proportions. It would be worse. So I would humbly suggest that old Phil is an unreliable witness at best. He makes O.J. Simpson's claims of innocence look positively compelling. Schofield's self-flagellating sobfest left me cold, particularly when he denied that This Morning is a toxic place to work. He said it's lovely, we have a meeting, we have a cup of tea, it's all rosy in the garden. Do me a favour. Everyone and their grandma knows that the culture on This Morning is more toxic than Shaun Ryder's liver. And for me, that was Schofield's Meghan Markle moment, when one obvious untruth, denying how nasty the atmosphere on that show clearly is, ask Dr. Ranj, which causes everything else he said to collapse like a house of cards. How convenient that Schofield should be photographed this morning in the company of his long-suffering and dear old mum. It's almost like that photo was arranged to further imbue public sympathy for poor Phil. Well, it won't work. The public aren't buying this, and I don't think they'll buy Willoughby's I Knew Nothing act tomorrow morning. Whatever she did or didn't know about her colleague's close friendship with this young man, anybody could see that there was a clear power imbalance in that relationship. And I'm horrified that Schofield reportedly abused that power on ITV property, as poor old Giles Brandreth sipped his Horlicks in the dressing room next door. Could have given him a heart attack. Tomorrow, Holly Willoughby will demonstrate what ITV bosses already think of the British public, that you're stupid and that they can spin you any old yarn and you'll buy it. I don't think so. Schofield is damaged. This Morning is damaged. ITV is damaged. And I'm afraid to say Holly Willoughby is damaged too. How damaged? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm sorry, folks. The halo has slipped for Little Miss Perfect. She thinks her speech will be the last word on this issue, but let me tell you, it's only begun. Your reaction, mark at gbnews.com. Holly Willoughby would argue, and she's been very clear, that she knew nothing about this relationship. It was absolutely crystal clear in statement after statement. She did not know. She's very upset. Phillip Schofield has apologised because he said he lied to her. He lied to ITV. So that's the other side of the argument. What's your view? Mark at gbnews.com, as I say, is the address.